Yeah, yeah. Look, hey, uh, this a type of record that'll make rappers switch their profession and make the devil happy to count his blessings. The same record that'll make a critic call their suggestions. I make a preacher a nun, walk with a weapon. These hoes moving deceptive. I stay with a contraceptive. They come out the woodwork when they see a nigga progressing. Need them all for practice, meaning young for lessons. It always backfires when you give them a little leverage. Going hard to everybody rich. Why you trying to wife a slut? That's everybody, bitch. I'm cold pipping the thought of you tongue kissing the bitch. Handing over your money, young Willie, you innocent, nigga. Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Miguel Tucker, a.k.a. Big Fin Ball, a.k.a. your baby mama's a mercy contact, a.k.a. your mother's #1 entanglement. And I love to welcome you bitch-ass niggas and you bitch-ass niggettes back to the Miguel Tucker TV podcast, a.k.a. live stream, man. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, man. It is so good to be back, man. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are washing your asses. I hope you guys are brushing your teeth. I hope you guys are being good to each other. You understand what I'm saying? And if you are not mistaken by the title, man, we talking about Diddy tonight, y'all. We're talking about Diddy tonight, man. So I've been keeping up with this case ever since this shit started, man. There's been so much mind-blowing evidence that's been presented, so much not so many opening and closing arguments that have been going on with this case, man. I just don't know what to make of it, right? So a lot of shit that I've been seeing has been, thrown out, like far as like the arson and the kidnapping charge and the human trafficking charge. I honestly feel like they're gonna move towards a mistrial, but I'm not gonna just just throw anything out there because I'm really not no expert on the subject matter. But if I could really predict anything, the feds they want a body. They want a body. They're not gonna leave this bitch without nothing. Okay, just like how Denzel Washington say, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something. God damn it. And the something it needs to be about, like, I don't know. I feel like they trying to get Diddy for like a good 10, 20, 20 years, sit him down, you know what I'm saying, just to make an example out of his black ass, you know. But let's see. And pull up some of my notes because I really don't want to sound like an uneducated goof, you know, because it'd be a lot of people just spreading so much misinformation when it came to this trial, you know. The other day, right, I was watching this interview on Armand Wiggins. That was this guy. I don't know if this was the Punisher, but he looked like one of them Chippendale ass niggas, right? But yeah, he was going on talking about how he was paid about like $5,000 to $3,800 at a time to come fuck Cassie in front of Diddy, you know. And it was crazy, man. He was just talking about a lot of wild shit, man. He was talking about the size of Diddy's dick, all type of shit, man. It just got so uncomfortable to the point where, you know, what really made it uncomfortable because, you know, we all know Armand Wiggins is a gay man. There's nothing wrong with that. We understand. But like, you know, he Armand asked the most craziest questions when it comes to like, you know, this case. Like he asked the guy, he was like, is it true that Diddy has a Tootsie Roll? And I got to thinking, I was like, Tootsie Roll? Oh, small penis. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So anyway, so I guess the prosecutors have presented their closing arguments today as of June 26, asserting that Diddy uses power, wealth, and influence to abuse women and evade accountability. They argue that he oversaw a vast criminal conspiracy, used his entertainment empire and his employees to facilitate and cover up his alleged abusive, including forcing women to sexual acts such as freak offs. Okay, we've all been hearing about the freak offs. All right, Diddy has pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of racketeering, conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking, 1 for Cassie Ventura. Her name is so funny, bro. I just automatically just think of Ace Ventura when I hear that name. And 1 for another woman identified as Jane. We don't know her real identity at this time. And 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. So Diddy was pimping. Diddy was doing the same shit that R. Kelly was doing. You dig what I'm saying? And you know, when niggas pimp, they don't just pimp in one area. You know what I'm saying? That's pimping. That's around the corner pimping, nigga. You got big money like Diddy and niggas like R. Kelly. If you got connections, you gonna be across country, cross state line pimping. You dig what I'm saying? Like niggas on a lower level. It's like road trip pimping. You dig what I'm saying? We going from state to state to state. You know what I'm saying? We busting this bitch down. You dig what I'm saying? And let's see their defense strategy. The defense has maintained the relationships were consensual. Okay, toxic, and that the accusers are seeking a money grab. They did not call any witnesses, and Combs himself did not testify. And I wonder why, man. I've been thinking about that. I feel like the reason he's not testifying because I feel like they know they don't really have to. He doesn't have to say anything. He feel like his lawyers, they have like enough, like, you know, just. They have enough shit to defend him with. You dig what I'm saying? I don't think like a lot of the stuff is not gonna stick. Like they already dropped the arson charge, right? They dropped the kidnapping charge and the what was it? They're not the racketeering, but the human trafficking charge. So honestly, I think they're gonna get him. I can't say for what. Probably like a drug charge. I'm definitely gonna say a drug charge, but like I feel like a reason why a lot of this stuff is getting thrown out because they still understand that Diddy has tapes of a lot of powerful elected officials, a lot of powerful people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of community leaders and stuff like that. A lot of people that you see on this, you know, this here TV, on this here media, you know, they were at those freak offs too. A lot of them were getting, you know, dipped and whipped in that baby oil. You dig what I'm saying? So like, you know, a lot of them people were probably judges too. And a lot of those judges are probably connected to the judge who is overseeing his case right now. So I guess they don't want to be, you know, they don't want to be part of the Black Epstein trial. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to me, right? This man had like I think it was a $48 million bail package. 48 million, almost $50 million, right? And they did not accept it. because he was being held on those 3 charges that they recently dropped. So like, what changed? I need to know what changed. I need to know what happened. So let's see, where's in the defense? They did not call any witnesses, and Combs himself did not testify, instead focusing on undermining the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses through cross-examination and highlighting inconsistencies in their accounts. Because one thing about it, right? They didn't take into account, like, the Aubrey's old days, and what's that lady that was with Diddy Dirty Money. Like, they listened to her testimony and they just sent her on their way. They didn't really give a fuck after that. You know what I'm saying? They just kept it fucking moving. Shit is crazy to me, right? Shit is fucking crazy, man. The jury deliberation is expected soon. The jury is expected to begin deliberations either tomorrow, which is Friday, or Monday, which is June the 30th. Potential sentence: if convicted on all counts, Diddy faces a minimum of 15 years in prison. Okay, that's almost a quarter piece. But honestly, I feel like he gonna get time served for like most of that. Diddy got them good. He got them good chosen people as his legal defense. You know what I'm saying? The chosen ones. We ain't trying to get demonetized over here, so we just gonna say the chosen ones. Like, how y'all niggas be saying grape and unalive and shit like that. We don't just say the chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. The trial has spanned over 6 weeks and has included a harrowing testimony of alleged victims, including singer Cassie Ventura, and presentations of surveillance and video footage. Let's see. This shit is crazy, man. But I don't know. I can't sit up in here and say that like I don't believe a lot of the people that's coming forward, because you can't tell nobody what they experience. But my thing is with Cassie, right? She already got like a $30 million settlement, right? $30 million. $30 million settlement, and she's still in court, going at this man. Like, she wants the money, plus she wants this nigga to hang for what he did to her. She wants this nigga to hang. And can I say, well, I can't even say that I blame her. I can't even say that. I can't say that, because honestly, in my eyes, I feel, please don't get mad at me for saying this, I feel like she was a willing participant in all of this shit, all of these freak offs, all these drug binges and all this shit, man. She knew what she was getting herself into. You knew what it was when you signed up. You understand what I'm saying? So you just can't throw the black man under the bus because the gravy train is slowed up. And it's crazy. And don't look at me like I'm a Diddy defender. I'm really not. I'm just looking at it objectively, okay? I'm looking at it objectively. I'm seeing everybody that used to, was fed by the Diddy gravy train. Ever since those checks slowed up, everybody's coming out the woodwork. The Mark Currys, everybody, they're coming out the woodwork, kicking this man's back in. This man fed your families. You fed your families, and now you guys are just, doing the old niggeroo, and just, it's sickening. It just makes me think, man. I don't want. I feel like I could never trust anybody after that. If he does win this, if he does miraculously walks away, with his freedom, like. I would never, ever. If I was him, I would never trust anybody ever again. Nobody can come to my house. If I'm having a party, I'm just only having parties with people I know who held me down during this whole mishap and this whole trial and everything. Let's see. I want to see. They have videos. They have videos now of the prosecutors delivering their closing arguments. This one comes from ABC. Hold on, I gotta share my screen, you guys. Hold on, give me a minute real quick. Oh, let's see. There we go. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm real small right there. What are you doing? All right, let's see. Present my screen. Share my screen. What are you doing? And I hope you guys are doing okay today, man. I really do, man. I know I'll be starting off like a little crazy and shit like that, but I just be trying to get the humor out there first, But I do appreciate everybody who tunes in and supports the podcast, supports the live streams. You know what I'm saying? If you're a fan of my music, I really appreciate you. I can't thank you enough. But let's see. TMZ kind of be overdoing it. I don't like Harvey. I don't like that. I don't like that dickhead. Let's see. What's it no? Oh my God, they even on Good Morning America. I don't want to hear Michael Strahan's gap. I just don't. Kick a field goal through that motherfucker. Let's see. Sean Diddy Combs trial updates. All right, we're gonna watch this one, okay?
Hi, Media Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. The high-profile Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial now in its final stage. Prosecutors presenting their closing arguments today. This after more than 6 weeks of testimony, some of it very graphic. The jury hearing from more than 30 witnesses, including Combs' ex-girlfriends, former assistants, male escorts, security guards, even another rapper and rival. The prosecutor in closing calling Combs the leader of a criminal enterprise who didn't take no for an answer, saying Combs, quote, forced and manipulated Cassie Ventura and Jane to have sex with escorts for his own entertainment and used power, violence, and fear to get what he wanted. Combs is the only defendant, but the prosecutor told the jury he did not act alone, saying, quote, he managed to do this for 2 decades because he used his money, his influence, and his inner circle to cover up his crimes. It's his kingdom. Everyone was there to serve him. Combs' children were in the courtroom today, including his 19-year-old twin daughters who haven't been there since the first days of the trial. I didn't know Diddy had daughters. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. If convicted, he faces the possibility of life in prison. Later in the show, we have YouTube star Tisa Tells joining us live to talk about the commentary surrounding this high-profile trial. But first, let's begin tonight with ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky live outside the federal courthouse here in Manhattan. And Aaron, prosecutors gave their closing arguments to the jury. What was it like inside the courtroom today?
Oh, first of all, Eva, it was packed. For the first time since the beginning of the trial, every member of the Combs family was there, all 6 of his children, his mom. They all crowded into the row designated for family. At one point, Sean Combs even seemed to be, saying squished together a little bit to make room. But there were attorneys for some of the witnesses. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, was in the room to hear prosecutors give their closing statement. So it was packed. But for the start anyway, Sean Combs appeared pretty relaxed. He walked into the courtroom. He put his hand over his heart, a gesture toward his family. And he's been reading a book, The Power of Positive Thinking.
I'm curious, how was Combs? You mentioned it a little bit there. Did he interact any more with his family? What was his interactions with his attorneys like today?
A bit with the family. He did scribble a number of notes during the prosecutor's summation, writing them on little Post-its, handing them over to his attorneys. But at one point, I thought it was interesting. He sat far back, his chair pushed far back from the table, away from his usual confiding position with his attorneys, Eva, and had his head down, whether in thought or reading notes. But it seemed a moment where he might have been as much as he can be these days by himself.
I'm curious, Aaron, how long did the government's closing arguments take today?
It was almost 5 hours. And I have to say, it did not necessarily feel like it. The prosecutor's presentation for the last 7 weeks has been rather sprawling, and at times it felt disjointed. Witnesses testified that may or may not have had anything to do with one another. Today was the chance for prosecutors to try to tie all of that together, and all of the evidence about hundreds of freak-offs that the jury heard about, saw graphic footage
hundreds of freak-offs.
And today, prosecutors said a single freak-off is enough. That the jury just had to find that sex trafficking elements were met by prosecutors one time in order to convict.
Can you tell us more about the prosecutor who delivered today's closing arguments?
Christy Slavic is an experienced federal prosecutor. She actually has a background in gangs and violent crime. And I think of the 6, she may have been one of the more effective during examinations of witnesses, prepared, methodical. And that was, I think, the characterization today, a methodical, what they hope is a devastating portrait of Sean Combs, not only as a sex trafficker, but someone who led a criminal enterprise with a cadre of loyal lieutenants. It was his kingdom, she said. They were there to say yes, because she said over and over in a rhetorical flourish, Sean Combs would not take no for an answer.
The defense will have their turn tomorrow. What can we expect from the defense for their closing arguments?
Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, lead counsel, is going to deliver the defense closing. He said it would take about 3 hours. I wonder now if he goes a bit longer than that.
But hold on, y'all. We're going to have a couple ads. You know,
does learning to shoot and edit videos feel like you're trying to solve one of these? You're not alone. Everyone wants to be a content creator nowadays.
But the defense did not call any witnesses and relied on cross-examination to poke holes in the accounts of the witnesses, look for him to repeat some of that, and to portray Cassie Ventura and Jane not as victims of sex trafficking, but as willing girlfriends who participated in Sean Combs's polyamorous lifestyle for years.
Aaron Kontursky there at the courthouse for us. Thank you so much, Aaron. Now to break down what we heard today, ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer is joining me. I'm curious what stood out to you.
I think what stood out to me and what probably stood out to a lot of people are all the different ways that Sean Combs can be found guilty, especially when it comes to that RICO conspiracy. Now, yesterday we talked about the fact that they just have to find 2 predicate acts, and it doesn't have to even be the same predicate acts. If we're jurors, I can believe it be bribery and obstruction of justice. You can believe it's arson and sex trafficking. But even further into that, AUSA Slavic said, you know what? If you think there are 2 times that Sean Combs gave drug to someone else and there's a RICO conspiracy, that's enough. And so even within those individual predicate acts, multiple ones of them could carry the day for them in that top charge.
How do you think that the prosecutor did today? Do you think she gave the jury a clear picture, a clear understanding of these charges, of this case?
I would probably use clear understanding, clear picture, but I'd probably go a little further, a roadmap. I think she gave them an excellent roadmap to say, if you follow these instructions, if you follow these facts, if you follow these elements, the only destination you can come to would be that Sean Combs is guilty of the charges. Talking about the RICO conspiracy, again, that only 2 needed to be done to find him guilty as long as there's a criminal enterprise. But also the sex trafficking, that she conceded there might be some interaction between the 2 of them, especially talking about Jane, that first hotel night might have been consensual. But so long as there was 1 hotel night or 1 freak off or 1 King's night, whatever you want to call it, that's trafficking. And the simplicity of that and giving 3 great examples for both Jane and Cassie, I think really helped in creating that roadmap for the jurors.
Let's talk about the idea of criminal enterprise, because a lot of people watching all of this have been asking this question. Well, what was the goal of a criminal enterprise? Does it have to show some sort of goal?
I think this is the perfect definition that AUSA Slavic gave. And the goal is to force and manipulate Cassie Ventura and Jane to have sex with escorts for his own entertainment, and everything else was either to control them, meaning that arson of blowing up Kid Cudi's car allegedly to control Cassie to come back in, getting the drugs and distributing them to both Cassie and Jane to kind of ply them into doing this. The acts of violence, all of it, right? It was meant for this goal. And they're saying that there was a meeting of the mind, an implied agreement between those in his inner circle, being Sean Combs, to do this very goal.
The prosecutor told the jury that Combs was in charge and he had loyal lieutenants who made it all happen for him. Who were these people? Why does it matter? You know, Combs has pleaded not guilty to all of these charges. No one else has actually been charged.
Yeah, so Sean Combs, only defendant, as you described. Right? When we're talking about loyal lieutenants, we're talking about Christina Coram and D-Rock, right? But also some of the security guards. And just to give you a heads up, this is just a few of them. We couldn't fit them all into a screen. But when we talk about foot soldiers, another thing that the AUSA talked about, we're talking about the assistants, right? Brendan Paul, Capricorn Clark, individuals who are not taking the lead, so to speak, in this criminal enterprise as the government is portraying it, but kind of did the marching orders, the setting up of the hotel nights, the getting the drugs, the things that facilitated many of these nights.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much for breaking that down with us. And with closing arguments in full swing, it won't be long before the case against Sean Combs finally goes.
She said that nigga name was Brian Buckmeyer. Oh my God, he's black, but that is a fucking hillbilly name if I ever heard in my life, bro. That shit is crazy. You've never heard a nigga with a hillbilly name. That shit is crazy to me. All right, let's continue.
To the jury. What will happen inside the closed doors of the deliberation room? Well, here to give us some insight into what that process may look like is Ross Suter. Ross is an attorney and jury consultant. He's joining us now from Pennsylvania. Ross, thank you so much for being here. You're not involved in this particular case, but you have studied juries for a while now. And I'm curious about those first couple of minutes that the jurors will get to spend together when they start deliberating. What do you expect that moment to be like?
Yeah, so they've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time together. They just have not.
He looks like a Donald Trump impersonator. I swear. That nigga looks just like Donald Trump. He looks just like Donald Trump. He looks like if Donald Trump and Jay Leno had a fuck trophy. That's what he looks like. That is crazy. That is insane. And John Madden joined in. Jesus Christ.
Not been able to talk about the case. At least they're not supposed to be. So it is now their first opportunity to see where everybody stands, how they view the case, how they view guilt or innocence. And then they're going to start plowing through the evidence. There's obviously a lot of it. It's a 6-week trial with 34 or so witnesses. So there's a lot of information for them to start processing and getting into the group dynamic and start discussing, you know, what do we think happened here? What's our viewpoint individually and then collectively as a group as to guilt or innocence?
Let's talk about the makeup of this jury. The youngest juror is just 30, the oldest 74. Some are from the city, others are from the suburbs. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, they're all going to have different viewpoints, obviously. They're all bringing different life histories to the table. It's really going to be part of what drives their viewpoint of the case individually. And I step away a little bit from just the actual age demographics and things like that into more, how do they see the world? How do they view this case? How I know during voir dire, there was a lot done about, you know, how people feel about celebrity and those type of issues. And now we have a jury panel of different individuals from different backgrounds. And they need to collectively now come together and come back to a group decision.
I'm curious because every witness that these jurors saw was called by the prosecutors. Do you think that will have surprised them? And how might that weigh into how they view this case?
You know, I'm not sure if they'll be surprised per se. I know people generally understand that it's always the burden of proof on the prosecution. So the defendant doesn't have to put any evidence out there. And as it was stated earlier, their job, their role was to punch holes in the evidence the prosecution was submitting into evidence. So it's a strategic, calculated risk to not put somebody up there, and you hope, or you're minimizing the risk.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get some more water.
Still, at the same time, you don't want that silence to be equated as to some type of admission of guilt.
Ross Suter, thank you so much for your insight.
Still
ahead. After more than 6 weeks of testimony about alleged sex, drugs, and violence, we're going to break down the prosecution's closing arguments. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Sean Diddy Combs trial is in its final phase. The prosecution delivering its closing arguments today, with the defense giving its summation tomorrow. Time to break down the strengths and weaknesses of the case the prosecution presented to the jury. We have ABC News legal contributors Brian Buckmeyer and Bernardo Villalona. Bernardo, let's start with you. What do you think were the strongest moments for the prosecution today?
Strongest moments for the prosecution, I think, is the way that they organized their closing arguments. That was the strongest point for me, because you were able to follow everything that the prosecutor was saying. But in terms of their strongest point, I think the strongest piece of evidence, when they showed the 27 men on the screen, these 27 escorts on the screen, in between of escorts that Cassie engaged in sex trafficking, the ones that Jane engaged in sex trafficking, and the ones that both of them engaged in sex trafficking. Literally, we were all counting each line to see how many men it was. But in terms of the prosecution, why I go into that their strength was how they organized it, because they broke down the racketeering conspiracy and they broke down the predicate acts and told you which facts and evidence made out the predicate acts. So you got the arson, Kid Cudi, the bribery, the security officer from Intercontinental Hotel, the possession with intent to distribute, the multiple players having to deal with that. So breaking that down, and then ultimately going into forcing this jury to know that all they have to prove is just one predicate act. So, for example, the possession with intent to distribute. How many times did Sean Combs give drugs to Jane, to Cassie, or had Jane bring the drugs from California to Florida, or gave the packet of drugs to Brendan Paul, or anyone he gave drugs to? All it takes is one or two. You get two of those possession with intent to distribute, and you make out the racketeering conspiracy.
Brian, what did you think?
I think the organization was great. And the reason why I think it works out to their benefit is because what you want is that the jury gets into the deliberation room and they use your roadmap, not the other
talking like he did something to her personally.
Through the case in the way that you told them to. You give them the tools and the way to operate through it. And I think what's really going to help them out. And
Buckingham,
the same thing as well. Any good attorney does
or
this.
Buckshire, whatever the
language
fuck
of the charge that you know the judge is going to
crazy
say later on. And so when you say it once, and then the judge tells the jury this is how you're supposed to look at the case, then they're like, oh wait, didn't Brian or Bernarda say this exact same thing? Maybe I should.
His hair is fresh though. He got that throwback Good Kid, Mad City cut though. I ain't gonna lie, fuck with it.
Follow that direction. I think the organization is what really helped them here.
Yeah. The flip side of that, though, I'm curious, what do you think the weakest moments were?
For me, and maybe this is just my bias as a defense attorney, anytime a prosecutor makes a conclusory statement or say, well, you know that's true, and doesn't explain it, that to me gives me an opening to do some real damage as a defense attorney. So when you talk about the arson, does it seem like Sean Combs really did the arson? Absolutely. But they didn't give a lot of facts. It's like, well, you know he was part of it because there's no stuff that happened afterwards. So there's no other person who could have done it.
You had the email 2 weeks before, Cassie giving a heads up to a family member, like, look, I was threatened that he was going to release the videotapes, and he said that he's going to do something to Kid Cudi and that he won't be in the country when it happens. And guess what? 2 weeks later, ding, 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 boom, car is blowing up.
She a baddie though. I ain't gonna lie though.
But you also know that Kid Cudi.
I love me an older light-skinned bitch. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Look like she done been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Look like she tired, just got off work. You know what I'm saying? Feet smell like work. You dig what I'm saying? Smell like some luxury pump high heels. You know what I'm saying? Some red bottoms. You dig what I'm saying? Got that old bitch. Was it Calvin Klein? No, that old bitch Fenty. That one Fenty perfume. It smell like old bitch perfume, old white bitch perfume. Yeah, but I don't know, man. She look like, and look at them lines in her neck too, man. She got she got that goddamn turkey neck. You know what I'm saying? You can see the veins in her neck when she get mad though. You feel me? God, I love me a fucking honorary. I love me a older light skinned bitch with a chip on her shoulder. Oh, just love to break them down. God damn.
He was with his ex-girlfriend's sister at the time. You also know that there's potentially female DNA on it. You don't know who Kid Cudi.
That's what she looked like. She looked like Jasmine Guy from a different world. Not Jasmine Guy now. Just Jasmine, that guy look old than a motherfucker, boy. I swear to God, Jasmine Guy looked like a motherfucking mummy, bro. But yeah, she looked like Jasmine Guy back in the day. Oh, I got my phone about to die. But yeah, she looked like Jasmine Guy back in the day, boy. Back when Tupac was trying to fuck on her. You dig what I'm saying? Oh man, let's continue.
He's dating also, that could have been the crazy ass girlfriend there. You could have eliminated that as an option by giving facts to do so rather than just leaving it. The other thing, the voice note where Sean Combs says, you don't want me to ghost you. She says, oh, he says he doesn't want to ghost you because he's going to stop paying rent. How do you go from you don't want me to ghost you to he means I'm not paying rent? These are conclusions that they're making of their own that I think opens them up for a defense attorney to say, here are logical leaps that they're making that you don't have to, and this could raise reasonable doubt.
Or were there weak moments that you were concerned about?
In terms of the weak moment, well, one thing just stylistically that she was reading from her binder when she was projecting this closing arguments to the jurors. I don't really like the reading part because I want to engage, have the eye contact, and have the jurors looking at me and me looking at them, and we're engaging in a conversation. But in terms of evidence that she put forth in her arguments, I think the one having to deal with Bana and Nia, because we know that those were the weak witnesses in a sense, not really Nia, but Bana, because of that issue of credibility, having to deal with being dangled from the 17th floor and that there was an issue with the date. But also in terms of not telling this jury how to evaluate credibility or believability, because they're taking for granted that just because I tell you this is the evidence and it's coming out of their mouth, that it's necessarily true. I think they should have explained to this jury, you're going to have to evaluate credibility of these witnesses. And this is how you evaluate credibility of these witnesses, what motive or bias or inconsistencies that they had where you...
Is that Tisa? Oh man, I didn't realize that. Damn, damn, she looked different on she looked different online, bro. Is this the same? Is this the bitch I'm thinking about? After we done, I'm gonna show y'all who I think we talking about, because the one that I was thinking about, she got curly hair. She a bad motherfucker. She look way different. Than she look on her live stream, blood. I ain't gonna lie to you, G. But yeah, we're gonna finish it. We're gonna finish it up though.
You know that you can believe them because of the lack of motive or no inconsistency, or if there is an inconsistency, it's a minor one. So those parts, because you do have the ones that it's corroborated, that's easy for a jury. A jury could be like, there's corroboration, so I believe that part of her testimony.
Do you think the defense tonight is tweaking what they were planning to do for tonight?
Absolutely. I would be shocked if Mark Niflo gets more than 4 hours of sleep tonight.
Right.
I think he should be getting the transcript as quickly as he can. And in situations like this, as a defense attorney, you better have had a great relationship with a court reporter who's making the transcript. And so you're coming to them and say, hey, when you're done, I don't care how raw or how unedited it is, I need that transcript, because I'm gonna go line by line, looking at those statements that Bernardo brought up, looking at those conclusory statements, bringing in other facts and say, this is where they're wrong. This is why their interpretation of this is wrong. And then trying to poke holes in it in many ways as possible that is unimpeachable, because at the end of the day, AUSA Comey's gonna come up for that rebuttal.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. The government gets one more chance at this after the defense is done. Brian Buckmeyer, Bernardo Villalona, thank you both for being here with us.
Buckmeyer.
Coming up, a closer look at what people are saying about the trial that has captivated the nation's attention. Stay with us.
That pink suit, he did it. That pink suit, that pink tuxedo, he did it. He did it. That is overwhelming proof right there, my nigga. You know, I've always noticed, like, every picture that they've taken of Diddy, his mouth is always hanging open, bro. This nigga never does not know how to close his fucking mouth. He's either looking like, hold on, let me make my face bigger. He's always looking like this. Always looking like this. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, are you unable to close your goddamn mouth? I don't know. He's probably waiting for a penis. But yeah, honestly, I feel like this trial has not been about the victims for a minute. I think the whole trial has just been about his sescapades. You know, how he likes to fuck. You know what I'm saying? He likes to watch people get fucked and watch people fuck each other and all that type of shit. Baby oil has been the main topic of this whole case. Okay, baby oil blowing up niggas' cars. Watching Cassie get rammed by paid Chippendale workers. Shit is crazy, man. I don't know. I hope, like, he does get a fair trial, you know. I hope the verdict is not influenced by public opinion, you know, like the R. Kelly trial was. You know, this nigga was guilty in public opinion before we even went to fucking trial, nigga. Like we judged him right off. Like, I remember when he had that interview with Gayle King, everybody was just, as a collective, especially as niggas, they was like, yep, he's guilty. Like, send that nigga to jail. It's crazy. Even after this nigga cried, he cried real tears, man. Real West Side Chicago nigga tears, bro. And y'all still send his ass up the river, nigga. He made I Wish, bro. Come on and braid my hair. 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 You know what I'm saying? Like, we sent that nigga up the river, bro. 30 years. Nigga said, I gave y'all niggas 30 years, and we turned around and gave that nigga 30 years. It's crazy, bro. We ain't shit, bro. And it's crazy because, like, everybody in their head, they still think he got convicted for the, pissing on a little girl or whatever back in the day. Y'all understand? He, my man Tyson, when he was on here, bro, he let y'all know that he actually beat that case. You dig what I'm saying? Even though he still had that stigma on him, for the remainder of his career while he was free. You dig what I'm saying? But R. Kelly never lost fanfare. His tours were always packed. Bitches, niggas, aunties, niggas, mamas was lining up to see him, lining up to fill on his crotch when he would, walk into the front of the stage. You know what I'm saying? Because he would have big concerts, but they would be like intimate. You know what I'm saying? You could reach up and touch this nigga if you want. So he you know what I'm saying? Like niggas, aunties was going, niggas, grannies was going. You feel me? Niggas, abuelas, all type of shit. You feel me? R. Kelly had all the old hoes on lock, big. But it's crazy, man. And then another thing, I remember when I was watching that R. Kelly documentary, I seen a lot of old hoes on there too, bro. They was just saying like, I don't even know her name, but like it was a lot of old bras on there talking about I was taken advantage of. Career women too, talking about I was taken advantage of. I'm like, bitch, you 37, you about 45, bro. You almost out of there. Like, who is taking advantage of your old ass? You wanted to get taken advantage of. You wanted to feel like a young bitch again, okay? Like, you want somebody to shoot you like Lloyd Banks when he said, I'll make a 40-year-old feel like a young lady, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I try to be objective. Like when I watch these court cases, I try not to have a bias already in my head, because even if I don't like the person, because I've been selected for jury duty a couple times. I've always turned it down. I never really have a bias, but I tell them that I have a bias, and that's a game right there. That's a quick little game, a little sauce right there. If you want to get out of jury duty, let them know that you have a clear bias and you are a potential racist. Okay, they will let you out of jury duty. All right, but don't tell them I told you that, though. All right, we're going to get back to this, okay? Booyah! All right.
Welcome back. As the Sean Diddy Combs trial nears the end, we want to know what people are saying about this high-profile case that's captivating the country. And here to help me answer that is YouTube talk star and our friend now, Tisa Tells, who has been at the Manhattan Federal Courthouse every day since the start of this trial,
that's the one I was
giving her
about
more than 500,000 subscribers an inside look into this trial. Tisa, thanks so much for being here. I'm really curious.
She outside with it.
What are you hearing from the people who are following you?
So, listen, the people that are following me really, really wanted the prosecution to pull through. And there's been a lot on the media because no one's in the courtroom exactly. So you really are going off of everybody's opinion. But one thing, whether there were the people watching the live tweets from what was going on in the courtroom, listening to my perspective or anybody else's perspective, everybody is super happy and super impressed with the prosecution's closing arguments.
As far as what their comments look like at the beginning versus what they look like now, has that changed at all after hearing all of these witnesses?
Night and day. So in the beginning, people were saying, I don't see Rico. Where's the Rico? What's going on with the Rico? It was like hounding in the back of our heads. Nobody saw the Rico. However, of course, a lot of people, including myself, saw it early, but the vast majority of people did not see Rico. And even with the testimony, people were still like, I don't know, it seems suspicious. However, with these closing arguments, there is not one person, whether they support Diddy or not, saying they don't see a potential Rico case. So
you were in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Diddy's family was in the courtroom. So were his friends and his supporters. Give us sort of a view of what it was like in there today.
It was actually kind of surreal. Okay. Diddy had what could be arguably called a few legal wins yesterday. And when he walked in, he seemed like he was in great spirits. That charm was on. He did his little love sign. He came in. He seemed like he was floating on top of the world. But as the prosecution's closing arguments kept moving forward, you saw his body language kind of slump a little. You saw him at one point, he was just looking straight. And I get it. Somebody's saying that you're the devil and describing all these horrible things you did while your daughters are there and your kids are right behind you. I get it. But there was something more that he just started getting deflated to me as the prosecution kept making their closing argument. And again, it seemed like really good.
Christian got a little chubby, bro. He got a little chubby. I mean, I think this shit's stressing him out, man. He's stress eating. That's crazy.
There was a packed house. Usually in the last couple of weeks, those roads for family have been pretty sparse. They've only been utilized about.
His mom looks so young, bro. And Christian looks like Chance the Rapper.
20%. Today it was a packed house. But again, the high spirits they came in with kept getting lower and lower as the prosecution kept moving forward.
Content creators like yourself have really been giving people a different viewpoint, a different way to follow these kinds of trials. I'm curious the feedback that you have gotten as you've done this.
You know what? I've gotten a lot of really good feedback, but I think it's because the Southern District of New York, they don't let cameras in. So you really do need someone with their eyes and ears. And you guys do a great job of that. But you guys have set times that you can come on. So we've kind of filled a niche where it's like, yeah, I'll see you on break. I'll see you on lunch. And it's up to the minute. But they really like having us there as a fly on the wall, as a real person who doesn't really understand the legal side, but you're doing your best to figure it out. And you're literally just going off of the body language, what you see, what people are thinking and feeling. It's been an incredible outpouring of support, but you know what? I am trying to be the coverage that I wish I could see too. Like, let me know exactly what's going on. Oddly enough, the content creators, you might be the reason why the Southern District of New York changes their policies about having video.
We would all like to have some cameras in the courtroom. Do you have any plans for what you're going to do next? Because this has been weeks.
Yes, it has been weeks, but now I have this live trial bug in me that I just can't get out. I'm thinking about covering the Idaho 4. Of course, everybody is looking for the cutie patootie Luigi Rangione trial to go forward, and also just covering more court cases. But one thing is true. I think the fallout from the Diddy verdict, no matter what it is, I think it's going to be something that really has shockwaves for the next couple of weeks. Both sides, of course, feel super strongly, but the shockwaves of what it means for the rap industry, what it means for the record industry, and just what it means for society and people commenting about whether he got a raw deal or not, I think it's going to be weeks.
Tisa, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. It's always great seeing you.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be here tomorrow for the defense's closing arguments and for verdict day. The show streams right here on ABC News Live, Disney Plus, and Hulu, weekdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. For even more on the Diddy trial, make sure to follow our podcast, Bad Rap, The Case Against Diddy. It's hosted by our very own Brian Buckmeyer.
Buckmeyer. Oh, man, enough of that. I guess we're gonna be covering it tomorrow, man. We're gonna do part 2, Let's see, let me escape out of this. God damn. Oh, I'm in theater mode. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait for tomorrow. Shit is crazy, man. Shit is so crazy, man. Times like this, we gotta play some records like this, man.
Step into Wix Studio, the web platform for
I gotta get ad free. Goodness, I gotta stop being a broke nigga.
Oh, Monica, I know you shooting that video in there. Oh, you just ain't gonna let me in the video, huh? You don't know, it's me, Kanye West.
Kanye showed he was a crazy nigga back then, bro.
Yeah, you see my video? I like me and Missy, we did a song together or whatever. Okay. Well, I can't keep knocking, keep rocking, and keep popping. I keep dropping, and keep popping, and keep rocking. But
we ain't gonna never get this Kanye again.
Can't keep knocking, and keep knocking, and keep popping, and keep rocking. Let's get it popping. Now you ain't let me in the video. True. Play me like Simi did Arsenio. True. I'm Kanye from the Shy City, yo. Who? I'm the nigga that did the beat, yo. You know we too old for this, like Holyfield still boxing. You're wheel watching. I look back, you're still watching. What he got that I ain't got. I got bands, I got Rams, not 20s, but I got 10s. Real clean. Come and get your real real clean. She did what with who? Man, I hear things like when I was doing my dirt and she heard things up, worrying while she wore her ring. Now she got a fling and wears her ring. That VVS is in the purse now, feelings in the dirt now. Somebody buying a bar, quenching her thirst now. Somebody bought her a dress, she in the church now. And what's worse now, she ain't gotta work now. She cuffed the NBA player from the first round. I grabbed her neck and made it hurt to breathe. She said, security, this jerk could leave. And
do just what you want. Anytime that you really like. I put a
Man, the early 2000s was the shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Shit, what else been happening today? Oh, B Simone, man. Have you guys been hearing about B Simone went broke? She's been crying about how she has to shop at H&M now. You know, she can't shop at Bloomingdale's. Oh man, let's see what we can muster up. And not only that, man, not just that she's been going broke, it's just that like she's exposed herself in her latest podcast with her friend Megan Ashley that she's a shitty friend. The fact that she was jealous of an opportunity that an opportunity that Megan Ashley was given, but she was jealous because
you guys. So is it getting?
She was jealous because the opportunity didn't come through her. You know what I'm saying? But here's the video of her talking about how she's going broke and she has to shop at H&M. All right.
Just my finances. Like the budgeting, you see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah.
I'm used to having.
Oh, hold on. Can y'all see that? Oh yeah, I can see that. My fault. Oh man, my face all up in this motherfucker. All right, we're gonna start it back, man, because I want y'all to see the full thing.
Just my finances. Like the budgeting, you see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah.
I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account, but it's just my finances.
Well, you ain't got it no more. Shit crazy. See, what I learned about, seeing people having big finances, like, I've seen people get big money and they would act like they were on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? They act like can't nobody tell them shit, like they shit don't stink or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as that shit goes, as soon as the money start just dwindling down, you know what I'm saying? It was all good until it's all gone. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody is humbled. Everybody has humility now. You know what I'm saying? Because they broke. As quick as the universe can give something to you, the quick they can take it away. You dig what I'm saying? But I kind of feel like she brought this on herself, man. Hold on. Let's see. Because she made this comment earlier. I think it was like a couple years ago. Was it a year ago? She said this on Nick Cannon's podcast. Oh no, this is 5 years ago. Oh, here we go.
Baby girl, baby boy, everything in my life, I have manifested it. These edges, they were gone as fuck, manifested them back, okay? This waist.
Hold on, let's go. You gotta see that up close.
Baby girl, baby boy, everything in my life, I have manifested.
She got some big ass titties, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
It. These edges, they were gone as fuck, manifested them back, okay? This waist. It's getting there. I'm still hungry. I'm not eating. I'm eating air, but I'm manifesting. I believe one day it'll be little. I do. Everything I have, my dream career, I manifested it. I'm trying to manifest a husband. Ain't nothing wrong with a nigga with a 9 to 5. I get it. They work hard. I used to have a 9 to 5. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You work hard. You have money. I get it. I need an entrepreneur. I need somebody that understands my mindset. Somebody that has the same lifestyle. It has to do with money, everything to do with lifestyle. Okay.
Well, y'all got the same lifestyle now, girl. Your finances have been dwindling. So that every week check from Kroger's or that every week check from the warehouse, Amazon Prime, you feel what I'm saying? I'm sure that shit could look like a goddamn steak to your ass. You feel me? You need that fucking financial stability, because what you doing ain't it, baby girl. Because if it was, you wouldn't be on here crying. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get back to it.
Okay. When I'm in the bed at 3 a.m. checking emails, what you doing, babe? Working. What you doing? Working. Okay, love you. You want to hop on a flight tomorrow? I have a meeting in out of town. You want to go? You got okay, let's go. Okay. You understand my life. You understand what I'm going through. I want to manifest that. What do you want in a man? What do you want? Let's start there. What do you want?
Big old jugs, man. I'm the type of nigga, bro. If I had a man, I'll be all every time I see that bitch, bro, just all up in her chest, like motorboat, nigga. Goddamn, real shit.
Let's manifest it, baby. You can have it. Whatever you want, you can have it. Manifest that shit. Ain't nothing wrong with a nigga with a 9 to 5. Ain't nothing wrong with an entrepreneur ass nigga. Manifest whatever you want. I want to manifest an entrepreneur ass husband. I don't care what you do. Entrepreneur, graphic designer, sell t-shirts, sell drugs, rapper. You could be a rapper. I'm becoming rapper, D-list. I don't give a fuck. Entrepreneur, okay? At this point, I'm about to rebuy my book. I'm about to rebuy my book so I can manifest my husband. Whatever you want, you can manifest it. Link in bio. Book just restocked. We will sell out. Good luck.
Oh man, but yeah, that's crazy. I would tear B Simone up, man. She say some stupid shit from time to time, but man, she can still get it, bro. On the fan, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you. That is a beautiful woman. That is a beautiful black woman, bro. Oh, Bobby. Let's see. Now there was this other thing that I saw. I kind of looked at her kind of sideways because I felt like she doesn't seem like a real genuine good friend. You know what I'm saying? Like usually, like when I hear like good things happening to my friends, I fucking love it for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a homie, right? He recently told me that he just got a placement on on urban radio, right? This dance song that he had. It's like real African infused, you know what I'm saying? Like Afro beat and stuff like that. Shout out to Black Efron, man. And if you guys are watching the stream right now, I need you to go on Apple Music right now. I want you to look up that Survive the Night by Black Efron, okay? And listen to this song called On the Wall. Oh my God, it's gonna change your life. Make sure you got a bad little vibe with you. You dig what I'm saying? Like, just make sure you got a little spliff, you know what I'm saying? Got your little drink, you dig what I'm saying? Little bad little vibe, you dig what I'm saying? You're gonna feel like you in heaven, man. Shout out to motherfucking Black Efron. But yeah, I'm real life happy for my friends, bro. I can never feel no jealousy because, like, nigga, they win, I win, bro. Even if the opportunity didn't come from me, nigga, like I be telling my friends all the time, right? Especially my nigga Efron, nigga. If you blow up, nigga, I can't wait for you to blow up so I can mooch off your ass, bro. Dead homies. Okay, but this is the clip that made me look at her funny, bro. Check this out.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay. Mm-hmm. And you call me back.
I called the bitch is jealous. Okay, which y'all need to understand, right? I know you all be seeing online this little girls shit, like this female camaraderie. You gotta understand, man. That shit is just online. Women hate each other in real life, okay? They can't work together. They damn sure can't live together, okay? And if you put a man in between any of them, they'd be ready to cut each other's entrails out, okay? And I'm not trying to get on no red pill shit because fuck them niggas. I don't do no red pill incel shit. I'm just saying what's facts, just on some peace shit. You dig what I'm saying? Like, women don't fuck with each other like that. You dig what I'm saying? So watching this right here, this is just all too familiar because I got sisters and shit. Like I've heard so many stories like this, but we're gonna get back to it though.
Her right back, y'all. I was so convicted. I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt.
You wasn't convicted, bitch. You was jealous.
When you told me that, and I was like, what do you mean?
We went through all the emotions. She's like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm just
you see how she just threw the shade. She threw this shade. She can't wear a fucking umbrella, bro. Come on now. Oh shit. Oh my God. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh man, was y'all not able to see the goddamn what you call it? Oh man. Shit. Oh fuck it. Hopefully that way we won't get copyright. But damn, I wasn't even in the damn what you call it. All right, now y'all can see it. Fuck. All right, we're gonna start this back. We're gonna start this all the way back, G. Do anything for clout. All right, let's do it again.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay. And you called me back.
I called her right back, y'all. I was so convicted. I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean?
Her friend is fine as fuck too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Man, I love black women so much, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We went through all the emotions. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous?
They just say dumb shit from time to time, but that that's been happening for years, man. Like, a woman gonna say some dumb shit 90% of the time. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do. They just move off emotion. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna beat them up? Like, the fuck? Can't live without them. You dig what I'm saying? Love my black women.
I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me.
That's jealousy. Like, what the fuck? What did Drake say? Jealousy and just love and hate at the same time, blood. Like, what the fuck? Let's finish it up, though.
Yeah, like, we're not working together. Anybody that's in my circle, I want to work with you. I want to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I like doing it together.
You do.
How can we do this together? How can we make money together?
I would love to do it together with both of y'all. What are you talking about? Shit. God damn, look at that big old mouth, man. Look at that big old mouth, boy. Hold on, let's see if we can make this motherfucker bigger. Oh Lord. Girl got them diabolical jaws. God damn. All right, let's finish it up.
How can we build together? How can we grow together? How can we all pitch in together?
Got that monster mouth.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called it.
Oh yeah, but yeah, man, that's a jealous friend for you, no disrespect to D Simone, but like, you really just expose yourself on that, and then you try to use these big words saying I'm so convicted, and like, I don't know, bro, like, I just don't understand. Like, oh, when niggas start going to therapy, which I do love it. I do love black folks starting to go to therapy, but like, it unlocked a certain level of narcissism of people that you would never see while they were like unhealed. But since they're healed now, quote unquote, they feel like they're better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're above. Oh my God. Hold on. What does Slim Thug have to say on the subject? Shout out to Slim Thug, H-Town. Shout out to Mag TV, 9 Mag TV to be exact.
Slim Thug speaks on the current economic conditions men and women are faced with today.
A lot of women crying broken, homeless lately, Slim. A lot of dudes is too. Shit, everybody up going through it, trying to figure it out, trying to see what's next. It seemed like somebody said this too, and I believe it. It's like you either got rich motherfuckers getting rich, or you got motherfuckers going broke. There ain't no middle class. It's broke and rich. It seems like we losing the middle class. It seems like it's turning into either or. It ain't a three-way thing. It ain't rich.
Turning into medieval times, man. Like, every place is slowly, I noticed this, every place is slowly starting to turn into California. Shit is insane to me, bro.
Middle class, broke is broke or rich. So
be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
That what it seemed like. I'm not nothing but Big Slim. I don't know shit. I'm just making my opinion.
Thirsty ass nigga. Good ass nigga.
Yeah, it's been a lot of job layoffs. That's what I'm saying. Like, I talked to somebody who
He looks like the black member of ZZ Tops. Like if they had a black member.
was making 6 figures, been out of work, nowhere to find. See, what they doing is they swapping people out. Pull up. Why you ain't at the park? Pull up. I'm about to get this 3. But yeah, I think them people trying to save money now, so they getting rid of people with seniority, and and then now when you try to get a new job, they don't want to pay you like you already put in work. They want to pay you at beginner level, and I think that's the problem with a lot of people right now. They say,
all right, man. That's enough of that, man. He be talking too goddamn slow. I thought he was gonna get to the. I thought this nigga was gonna get to the point, man. That's a lot of Houston niggas, bro. They talk so slow, bro. Like I swear to God, like they chopped and screwed in real life, my nigga. Like Jesus, I seen a tweet saying, imagine waking up being tortured by what's the nigga name? Jay Prince, and he's just talking so slow, nigga. I'm like, nigga, just kill me, bro. This nigga sound like the Clear Eye Dries spokesman. Like, you feel me? The nigga that be promoting the eye drops and shit, just slow motion, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? You know how you be on YouTube where you can hit like the ×1, ×2, ×3, you can speed it up? I wish I could do that to these Houston niggas, bro. I'm like, come on, get to the goddamn point. Like, Jesus Christ. But man, this is crazy, man. We got into a lot of shit, man. We talked about B. Simone, how her being a snake ass friend. We talked about the Diddy trial. We got more closing arguments. So y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night. Friday, we're gonna kick it, we're gonna politics, we're gonna talk shit. You dig what I'm saying? We're gonna listen to a couple records, you dig what I'm saying? Might react to some, some funny shit. But only in the place to be. Miguel Tucker TV, you dig. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, everybody that been coming in and out the live. You dig what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, even if you didn't stay. You dig what I'm saying? But hopefully we're gonna have a better show tomorrow. You dig what I'm saying? This is just on the fly. I just decided just to go live because I wanted to talk about this Diddy trial, but we're gonna continue to talk about the Diddy trial tomorrow. Because they're gonna give out the closing arguments and all that good stuff, deliberation and all that good stuff, and we're going to react to the coverage. We're going to react to people live at the trial. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, this is pretty fun. Man. I appreciate you guys rocking with me and everything, man. I wish nothing but peace and prosperity for you and your families, man. Make sure you guys are washing your ass and brushing your teeth, okay? Make sure you guys are loving your family, the people who loved you enough and cared about you enough to get you to this point. You understand what I'm saying? I believe in you. I think you can do all things. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you keep God in your life. You dig? Oh, Lord. I wish nothing but the best for you. You dig what I'm saying? I want you to keep being great, no matter what nobody says, okay? And I want you to keep pushing this big fin ball up the hill, just like Sisyphus, okay? If we keep pushing, we gonna make it up to the top of the hill. We ain't gonna just keep letting that big ass ball roll down to the fucking the bottom of the hill. So we gotta push that bitch back up. And even if we do, we just gonna do it. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, I love each and every one of you guys. You make sure you guys take care of yourself and your loved ones. I'll see you in the next one. Almighty.